So there was recently a tragic, traumatic, and extremely heartbreaking incident that took place involving a teenager. Well, a young adult. He was 18 years old. He unfortunately lost his life all over a dare. Someone dared him to jump off of a ship. He did it, and well, I'm going to give you the details of today's video. I just want to warn all of you that it can be pretty shocking to hear all these details, but I do believe it is important for all of you because I try to remind all of you on this channel, as much fun as we have here, unfortunately, even if we're on vacation or celebrating, which I think is a very sad detail to this story because this guy, this teenager, was a star athlete, just graduated from high school and on celebration. I want to remind all of you that we still live in the real world. I also have a clip that I want to show all of you of the post jump to the point to where this unfortunate young man was lost at sea. And well, I'll give you all the details. Before we get into this very sad story, for all of you that are interested, just a quick update. In about 2 hours, I will be heading over to Seattle, Washington to board Carnival's new Costa Carnival Italian hybrid ship, the Luminosa. Unfortunately, I also did have to delay the launch of my two reviews, the Norwegian Joy cruise I took prior to this, as well as Virgin Voyage's new ship, the Resilient Lady. I will have at least one of those videos up for you on Thursday morning. I can't upload because I have a long flight and the time zones and everything. I don't trust YouTube's system to do the auto upload for a big video like my reviews because it can get copyrighted or something cannot come out right, and there won't be anything to do because I'll be in the air. So just a reminder, you guys can also see that on Patreon. I'll have that up later on tonight. An 18-year-old baseball star named Cameron Robbins had recently graduated from high school, so he and his friends decided to go from their hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been there a couple times. Very interesting place, lots of parties and wild shenanigans going on over there. They decided to take a post-graduation trip over to the Bahamas. While they were there, they would stay over in Atlantis, very popular hotel. Most of you know about it, very famous. And while they were there, that evening, they decided to go on something known as a sunset cruise. It's self-explanatory. You go on a cruise that starts during sunset so you can see the beautiful sunset, and then it kind of leads on until the night. However, unfortunately, they were sailing on a ship known as Blackbeard's Revenge at about 11:30 p.m. in the evening time, local time over there, when this young man, Cameron, was dared to jump in the water. And so, unfortunately, he did. He didn't jump in with a life vest. It was just him and some swimming trunks. And when he jumped in, everybody was shocked that he actually did it. Kind of find out, it looked like he could swim in the video clip. However, when they told him to grab the buoy, it did look like the ship was still kind of sailing away. And instead of him grabbing the buoy, he ended up sailing in the opposite way, which thus caused all of the panic and commotion because, well, he was just kind of lost in the pitch black darkness, prompting the Coast Guard as well as the Royal Bahamian Defense Force to chime in and hopefully aid in the search to find Cameron. Despite their best efforts in what was probably a 24 to 48 hour search, scanning 325 square miles, unfortunately, the Royal Bahamian Defense Force, as well as teaming up with the Coast Guard from the US, they could not find Cameron. All this did originally start in the northeastern side of Nassau, Bahamas, and well, now we have this tragic story. Now, I'm going to play the video clip for all of you guys, and we'll talk about some more details after.
Jump dog! Oh my God! Oh! Oh, bye-bye! Oh, that's it! Hey, grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy! Yo, this kid's gone, bro.
As you can see in the video, there are dozens of what appears to be a bunch of young people that are shocked and at times just wowed at the fact that Cameron actually jumped in. However, little did they know, this situation would end in tragedy. Now, there are tons and tons of videos all over places like Twitter where you can see where Cameron actually jumped into the water. But either way, you guys get the idea. Very tragic situation. Cameron's family has also started a GoFundMe. I'll link it in the comment section below. I'll pin it there in case you guys want to go donate. Like I said, this situation is extremely tragic, and the search has officially been called off by authorities. Now, looking at this situation, many of you would at first, and myself included, I'll be honest with you, at first I was like, what a dumb idea to jump into the water. And nevertheless, yes, it was very stupid, and I think as far as accountability, yes, it can be had on all sides, even, I hate to point this out, but on Cameron's end too. But the reality is, We have all been 18 once. I gotta tell you, I have definitely made my share of mistakes. My son is not a mistake. However, I also did have a child at 17. That definitely was a boo boo on my end. There is no doubt about it. I also have friends, myself included, back in the day. We used to street race over here in Tampa, Florida. We had our little crappy Hondas and we'd go build engines and all that stuff. And my friends and I, we'd go out and we'd street race. Our cars weren't very fast. However, once we got a little bit older, my friends, not me, ended up getting a bunch of motorcycles. Out of my 10 friends that got the motorcycles, 6 of them are no longer with us. And one by one, all of us saw as my best friend included in that, as well as all my other friends, didn't really learn the lesson and they kept going and getting faster motorcycles. And I would always say, when it comes to driving in Florida, people drive like idiots out here, and all it takes is one person to not see you. With all that in mind, getting back to the topic at hand, my condolences do, of course, go out to the friends, family, and loved ones of Cameron Robbins. I couldn't even imagine how they must be feeling. This young man was so young, so full of life, probably getting ready to go to college. Who knows? He could have been a star athlete, going to the major leagues for baseball. It's very, very tragic to see something like this. It is tragic either way, nevertheless, whether it's an older person, a middle aged person, or especially when it's a younger person. This one, for a lot of people, of course, hits you home when you are thinking about maybe your children or the fact that you were once 18, a child making, well, sometimes some questionable decisions, but you did not think that it would ever cost you your life. Naturally, some points are going to be raised. Does this fall on the parents in raising Cameron? I don't think so. My parents taught me right from wrong all the time. Did I still make some mistakes? Even in high school, started a fight club. My first ever suspension. I did win that fight though, by the way. The kid was bleeding. His mom wanted to get me arrested and all that other good stuff. Well, the bad stuff. You know what I mean. But just looking at this situation, like I said, everybody makes mistakes, right? And unfortunately, in this particular case with Cameron, he made the wrong mistake by choosing to actually do this dare. And well, we see the result of that. My point here is, guys, like I said, we live in the real world, whether we are here going to our jobs, our 9 to 5, coming home to our families, doing our daily commute, or we are on vacation celebrating something like a graduation, or just going on vacation because we need to take a break from reality for a little bit. Moral of the story here, it doesn't matter your age or how good of a swimmer you are, jumping off of a ship, be it a sunset cruise, like a little small dinghy, or even a large cruise ship, it is never a good idea. There was once a man with Royal Caribbean, we have a Symphony of the Seas. He jumped off of the balcony while he was drunk over in Nassau, Bahamas, I believe, and luckily for him, he didn't suffer really any injuries. I can't really remember if he ended up getting arrested. Nevertheless, my point still stands, guys. Just be responsible. Parents, of course, try your best to raise your kids to get them to understand right from wrong, and don't make crazy decisions that could potentially land them in jail or even worse, end up costing them their life. But of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hit that like button. Of course, know that I love each and every one of you, and well, I'll see you when I get to Seattle. I'll see you later. Take it easy.